This one I'm looking forward to. You've probably worked out I love this little car, but it's got one issue. I can't hear it. So we're going to fix that today with the DASH CALIBRE exhaust. Me being me, if you've seen any of my exhaust reviews before, we will see how far we can push this thing, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more systematic this time, and I'm going to go and do a baseline dyno run, fit the exhaust, go back and do another dyno run, and we'll actually see if the exhaust isn't just for sound, whether it gives it a bit more go-go. I know from my experience in the past with turbos, they love a bigger exhaust, and when you get to see underneath this thing, it looks really restrictive. All right, it's going to be a busy day as always. Here we go, we're at Powertech. I love coming to this place. They got the coolest cars and they do the wickedest tunes. So we're going to do the baseline and see where we go. With a 34-inch tyre, it's like 4 inches bigger than standard. So I don't expect any amazing number, but it's a baseline. We want to see the percentage increase, all right? Alright, let's have a look at the factory exhaust while it's up on the hoist, rip it off and compare it to what an aftermarket one's going to look like. Okay, what have we got here? A lot of mud, still from Love Day, the place that keeps on giving. Alright, there's a little resi there, I don't think we need that. This doesn't look awful, but it's a massive muffler. Look at that, and then there's another one over here. So we've got two mufflers in the system. Flanges before and after each one, and then what's after this? Oh, a big catalytic converter, flexi joint. What's that up the top? I can't actually see. It looks like another catalytic converter, and looks like the first one's monitored, so there's sensors before and after that, so we have to leave that in situ. But well, there's an argument that you don't need this one at all, and that will give us a bit more gain and probably a bit more noise. Let's get it all off and have a look at it on the floor. Alright, exhaust is off. I must admit, the more I pull this car apart, the more I kind of like how it's built. Like just things like the hangers, like double mounted at the top, because often the tail hanger always tears. So I like that. And the other hangers, like, I don't know. I don't see anything bad when I look at this car when I pull it apart so far. Let's look at the actual exhaust. All right, what have we got here? So this was the, so that's the one we're going to put on, obviously, nice and straight all the way through. This is the one that came off the car. Let's break this down. We have a 3 billion cell cat right there, maybe exaggerating a little bit, but you can see that the restriction that would be as it comes around. This one, on the other hand, is straight through, so I'm not totally offended there. But the next one, and you have to believe me on this, this has got a channel that goes up here, around here, and then back down there, and then out the end, and a squash pipe at the end there too. So a couple of restrictions, not hideously awful, I must say. Dimensions wise, let's have a look. Oh, okay, we'll zero it. I'm guessing it looks about 2.5 to me, but one-handed, 65 mil-ish, and that seems to follow pretty much the whole way through. It's not awful, but I think we can improve on it, especially if we end up running a bit more boost one day. But this has obviously got no restrictions, going out to a 3-inch now, or 75 mil, all the way through. But that, you can't get much straighter than that. Sports muffler in the middle and straight out the back. So there's two big questions that remain. One, what's it going to sound like with a freer flowing exhaust? And two, will we actually get any power gains out of it? Let's fit it up and find out. All right, making good progress here. So I'll show you one thing. So these are the gaskets we're going to use in this. They're a graphite. I find that this particular type of gasket doesn't delaminate. I don't even, you're supposed to use silicone, I don't. But they crush up really nicely. So that's what we're using in all the fittings here. Also, nuts and bolts are very important with exhaust, and it's funny, half the time we get an aftermarket exhaust sent to us, we chuck the nuts and bolts in the bin and go and grab our own. But for this Dash one, the Calibre exhaust and all our Dash exhausts, I can't do this with one hand. What I'm trying to show you here is, this is called a cone nut. So on the inside of this, the thread is cone shape. So as I wind it on, it starts to go on really loose. And then as if I can do it, here we go. As I get down there, it tightens up and it has to actually cut its own thread into the nut. So once you lock this up and it's cut into the metal, like I can't go any further, that's not coming off. So yeah, if you put an exhaust on, get the right nuts, people. All right, another hot tip from Dash. When you're fitting up exhausts, I haven't got this all bolted, so I don't get too upset about that hidden there. But when it is all bolted up, don't tighten the bolts up from the front, because you know, usually you start at the front and you want to start tightening them up all the way as you go down. When you've got everything on the hangers, start tightening the bolts from the back. So we'll do those ones first down there and gap it, so that's going to be gapped nicely, and adjust the hangers accordingly. And then as we keep going down, then I'll do this one, then I'll do this one, then I'll do the last one down there. If you do it the other way, it's like a ship sailing off course. You just can't get it back straight again by the time you get to the end of the exhaust.
Tank 300 Calibre cold start. I love making these videos.
Damn indicators, there we go. Tank 300 Calibre exhaust, 0 to 100. All right, we're back at Powertech. So this wasn't filmed sequentially. So I basically, same day, did first dyno of the day, went back, did everything else I got to do, fitted the exhaust, come back with the last dyno of the day now. So same day, same dyno. I love the sound of it. I bet the stuff that I haven't recorded yet is me screaming up and down the road, getting excited. Oh, it's just, my smile has been on my face the whole time. But now we see if it's not just sound, because I'm chuffed with the sound. But I want to keep talking about it. It just makes it so much better. It's just so much more fun to drive. Anyway, now we'll see if it's all just sound, or does it actually do something. Like we've got 103 kilowatts this morning. If we got 110, I would be stoked, because I think that would be in the high range of what you'd achieve out of just an exhaust. That's if we get to that, I'm stoked. If we get any improvement, I'll be happy. In the car, it feels faster, but you know, maybe that's just sound. I don't know. So, all right, let's wind her up. So we're at the end of the video that is not going to be the end anymore, because I was about to like go, yeah, we're all over. The guys at Powertech gave me a buzz and said, can you just bring it down? They didn't say why, what they were going to do. They just said, oh, we just want to have a look at it for a couple of hours. A couple of hours turned into a couple of days, and I've just come back. I've come back to pick it up, and they said my bill is $50 a kilowatt over standard. We'll see what that looks like. This will be very interesting, I reckon. I know there's a lot of people watching this video. I don't even know if I'm going to get you right now. I'm very excited. This might get exciting. I'm quite astounded at what happened with the results on this. Like the amount of torque that got pulled out of this thing. I'd love to be able to explain to you like how it happened, but I don't know. So I'm going to find someone smarter than me to do it.
That's a pretty big call there. First up, we don't pull torque out of it, we put the torque in it. We started out, as you can see here, with 300 Newton meters at the wheels. People are going to go, oh, that's a bit high, that's a bit low, but that's the gear we were in. What gear was it in, Gareth? We were in 6th gear, which is very close to 1-to-1 on the dyno. That is what it is hitting the road with at 6th gear. So at 2450 RPM, you've got 300 Newton meters stock. Bit of a light tune-up, you've got 440. So that is a massive increase. This thing overall gained, you know, in the order of 30%. Did it safely, which I was quite surprised to get that much out of a petrol engine without having to push the boundaries. We're only talking a couple of PSI boost, as I showed Dave, the owner, and air-fuel ratios are beautiful. Ignition timing's very conservative. It just wants to make power when it's tuned properly. Was it easy? No, it wasn't easy to do, and it took quite a few nights. He said it was here for a few days. It was also here for a few nights, and I don't like working past about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, let alone 2 a.m. in the morning. So there we are. The overall result, as David will tell you once he's driven it, he hasn't driven it yet, is it will feel like it's a litre bigger. It's going to feel like a 3-litre turbo now, not a 2-litre turbo.
So did we run out of fuel or air or both?
Just courage. You know, this is an untested platform. This is a good, safe place to start. Anytime you can get gains in the order of 30%, my 30 years of experience says, don't crack too many eggs to make an omelette, you know what I mean? Keep it safe, keep it smart, and keep it good.
So the tyres are 4 inches bigger on a roller dyno.
Yeah.
We got, you know, 38% increase.
That just turn off?
No.
Okay, good.
We got 38% increase in power. Is it fair to say that GWM reckon this is 162 kilowatt? Can I just times that by 38% and say we've got over 200 kilowatt?
Oh, look, you can if you want. The bottom line is we're getting greater than 30%, so that's all that matters.
I reckon it's a killer. So I've got to get it on the road now. Big thanks to Powertech. Couldn't have done it without them. And I guess we want to know functionally what the car drives like. And I'm going to say that the dash exhaust did all of this.
I think so. Complaints department's over that way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, now we're at the end of the video. I need to summarise to tell you exactly my thoughts. I've been driving it the last couple of days, and after it's had the exhaust and tuned, love the exhaust. It sounds so cool on idle. Occasionally you get that pop out of it in between gears when it hasn't fully warmed up. The amount of extra power out of it with the tune, we got a little bit with the exhaust, but we got more with the tune. 30-something% power, 50% more torque, and that's what I really notice is the torque coming in earlier, and the boost must come in earlier because like that little blow-off mod that I did a few videos back, that like is happening a lot more. It sounds like my old Cordia turbo. Full disclosure, like Dash Off-Road sells exhausts and other parts, and we plan to make and invent lots of things for the Tank 300. Go check out our coming soon tab on our website. As far as the tune, that's not sponsored by anyway, we paid for that, but I just love what Powertech do and help me out with these sorts of videos. And they've given me a really safe tune. We could have pushed the boundaries a lot more if we wanted to, but this has given me lots more power, lots more torque, and it's done it without, you know, going past any, you know, intake heat limits and all that sort of thing. So we only added 3 psi to boost, so it wasn't much at all. So I highly recommend them, and we can set that for you in 4x4 DNA in Adelaide if you come that way too. Last thing, I guess, if you want to see developments of this car, of course I'm going to put them on Insta, YouTube, Facebook, but we've got a Tank Modified 300 Facebook group, and that's where everyone else is sharing their thoughts on it too, so jump over there. And I'm going to keep making these videos because I really enjoy doing it. This is a fun little car, so I'll see you next time on YouTube. Yeah.